What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The Steam Winter Sale is live from December 21st to January 4th, and there are a ton of fantastic games in here with some really great sales. Now, I can't hit on all of them or this video would be really long, but I will pick like 15 games that I have played on Steam Deck, Legion Go, Ally, and that work on those and that I've enjoyed on the handhelds that I see some really good sales on here for these. So let's go ahead, jump into it here. Let's go through the 15 games that I think are pretty good grabs, especially if you want to be playing on your handheld. Now, the first game on our list is just going to be Elden Ring, and this is kind of a no-brainer, but the biggest reason I'm putting this on the list of 15 is the price right now. 40% off at $35.99, and this game doesn't often go on sale. It does a little more now than it used to, so if you've been waiting and looking for a good sale, the deluxe edition is 48 bucks, the regular edition is $35.99, and this is a great pickup, and it plays well, at least for me, on all these handhelds. It's got its clunky experiences here and there, especially like on the Steam Deck, but it does play well enough, and I've put a ton of hours in with Elden Ring on the deck. So I definitely recommend grabbing this up if you haven't already. Now, our second game is kind of another no-brainer, which is Baldur's Gate 3, our 2023 game of the year. And I've played through about 40 or 50 hours of this game. I'm just getting through towards the end of Act 2 to get into Act 3. I've also made videos on this game as well, and I enjoy it on all of the handhelds. Even though once you get to Act 3, performance does get very rough, especially on the Steam Deck, it does remain playable enough to be able to get through and to the rest of the parts of the game. So Baldur's Gate 3, another one, not a big sale, 10% off, $53.99, but I definitely recommend this for you if you're going to be running around and want to play something on the go. Our third game is a game that I really don't think got enough attention in 2023 at the Game Awards, at least something anyway, but you know what, whatever. Hogwarts Legacy, a game I really enjoyed playing through. I played through it on the Xbox, and I'm about halfway through it on PC, and all that time has really been on the Steam Deck, though lately I have played a little bit on the Legion Go at 800p, and it's been performing really well there. So Hogwarts Legacy, $29.99 at 50% off right now here on Steam. So a great sale for that game if you've been waiting. Even the digital deluxe edition is only $5 more at $34.99. So highly recommend playing through Hogwarts Legacy if you haven't already. Now, our fourth game is going to be Resident Evil 4. This is 50% off at $29.99, so I really have to recommend this one on the list of 15. This was great, and at over 73,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews over on Steam. This did well when it came out this year in March of 2023, so definitely recommend Resident Evil 4 for 30 bucks if you haven't checked this one out yet. Now let's hit on a couple of indie titles, and I know this one's questionable when it comes to indie, but I'm putting it here with the two. Dave the Diver from this summer was a great release. It's $15.99 right now at 20% off. It's got a great gameplay loop and mechanics to it, and it's an addictive game to play, and I can see why it took off and has done so well. Once I tried it, I was definitely hooked for quite a while, and it, of course, runs pretty easily and runs great. It's a good game for on the go. So Dave the Diver, definitely here on this list. And next up here, we've got Sea of Stars. I've played this over on Xbox Game Pass and a little bit on PC as well, as far as the Steam Deck and the Legion Go and Ally are concerned. And this is a great little RPG game that has done really well since it came out in August. And it's $27.99 right now at 20% off. So I highly recommend Sea of Stars if you haven't checked this one out yet. Next up, we have the newest Sonic Superstars game, which is a side-scrolling, and you can play multiplayer and that type of thing. The reviews were a little hit and miss for this game, and I understand why. It's about a 6-hour game, and it was 60 bucks when it came out. And I said back then I really enjoyed my playthrough of the game. I actually played through it twice, but for the price, I thought it was a little much for what was offered. Under 40 bucks though, at $35.99 for 40% off for the regular version. If you're a Sonic fan and you've been wanting to play a new 2D side-scrolling Sonic, I would recommend it at that price, and it plays great on the handhelds. And next up, we have Monster Hunter Rise. Now, Monster Hunter World is also on sale. I think it's like 10 bucks, but this is 60% off for Monster Hunter Rise for the base version, $15.99. And I really, really like this game. Monster Hunter World was great, but for some reason, Rise kind of clicked more with me. I've played through it a good bit, and I highly recommend this one as well for the handhelds. Now, our next game I really can't recommend enough. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is a game I've played through 3 times on 3 different platforms. I'm working on it on PC when it comes to the Steam Deck and the Legion Go. It's performing quite well on those. I think I have a video up for the Steam Deck from quite a while ago. But yeah, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, one of my favorite Lego games and one of my favorite Star Wars games. I thought this was a class game. Really enjoyed it. 80% off, $10 right now. You really can't beat this one for $10. So Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, I highly recommend this for the handhelds. Mortal Kombat 1 is up next, and it's 50% off. So instead of $70, it's $35. And I played through the story mode of this and a little bit of the other modes, and I really enjoyed it. Performance can get funky here and there depending on the modes and what you're doing, especially on the Steam Deck, but mostly it all stays playable on the handhelds. And it's a great story. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan and been waiting to get into this one, 50% off is a pretty good deal here, from 70 down to 35. Now, next up is another fantastic game, albeit short, Bright Memory Infinite, and I believe this was a one-man show. One person had made this back then. I don't know if any of that has changed now, but Bright Memory Infinite is a fantastic-looking game. It's a lot of fun. It's about a 4-hour playthrough, if I remember correctly, and it's on sale right now for $11.99. It plays great on the handhelds as well, and I really enjoy this game. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Now, our next game is definitely a hidden gem of 2023 with RoboCop Rogue City, and just about anybody I've talked to who has played this game has really enjoyed it, especially if you're a fan of the RoboCop universe or the 80s action movies. I played through this and really love this one. It's 30% off, down to $35 from $50, and I think it's definitely worth it at that price if you've been waiting to jump in. I'm sure it'll go on a steeper sale later on, but RoboCop Rogue City was definitely a lot of fun to play through. It looks great. It's an Unreal Engine 5 game. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this. I think it was a hidden gem of 2023, so highly recommend this one. All right, and our next game is Starfield, and I know there's a ton of mixed feelings and emotions when it comes to Starfield. I personally enjoyed my playthrough of Starfield for the most part, and I'm ready to see what they do next year with DLC and updates, and it ran well enough on the handhelds for me. The Steam Deck's definitely the roughest when you get into certain areas, but I also had some mods and things to help me out with a lot of that on the deck and on the other handhelds. So it's definitely feasible to play this on the handhelds, even though it can get a little bit rough. I enjoyed Starfield, totally get it if it's not your thing, but I wanted to put it on the list because it's 30% off, $48.99. It sounds like there's a lot of support coming for this game in 2024, so I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. So might be one that you want to check out if you've been waiting. Our 14th game on this list is Cyberpunk 2077, and I have this here because this game has made a heck of a comeback in the past 3 years. And with Update 2.0 and Phantom Liberty, I went back in and played through Phantom Liberty, played some more Cyberpunk, and man, this game has really come a long ways, and I've really come to love Cyberpunk 2077. And at 50% off, $29.99 for the base version of 2077, I think that's a good deal to jump in. If you've really been hanging and waiting to get in, you're at the time where it's one of the best times to get into Cyberpunk. And our 15th and final game on this list, Red Dead Redemption 2. I kind of have to put this one on here. 67% off, $19.79 for the sale price on Red Dead Redemption 2. We all know how good this game is, how gorgeous it looks, the gameplay. I really enjoy this game. I'm actually working on a new playthrough on the Steam Deck OLED. It looks fantastic on there. It's playing great on the Go, the Legion Go. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, I have to recommend this one, especially at that price. If you're someone who just hasn't played this game yet, and you've been at all interested, go ahead and get in, grab this while it's on sale again. It often is, and jump in. I really enjoy Red Dead Redemption 2. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. That's the 15 games that I've played on these different handhelds and that I've enjoyed, and I think the sales are basically worth it to go in and check out those games. For sure, hit up the comments if there are other games that you want to throw in there for people. I'd love to see what you guys would recommend on sale for the Steam Deck or to play on the Legion Go or the Ally. That would work well there. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video as always. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.